Hello, Shining Ones. Megas here on a beautiful day in Asha. If you're brand new to the channel, we're Zoroastrians. We are the Magi, and today we're talking about Marifa. This is the Sufi concept of knowing the real, knowing God. And you might be thinking, Megas, why on a Zoroastrian channel are we talking about Sufism? Well, my friends, there are obviously Muslim Sufis, but there are also Zoroastrian Sufis, Christian Sufis. There are poet and philosophy Sufis. Some of my favorite are the comedian Sufis. You're going to understand what Sufism truly is. Now, I got to talk about this. The name Sufi, the origin, they think it's possibly from two things. One, Safa, which means pure, which makes sense, right? But this one cracked me up, sofa, because the Sufis, they would put a sofa out in front of the mosque and lie there. And as the people were coming in, they'd be like, why are you going into the mosque, right? You're not going to find God in there. You're not going to find God in books. You can't know and learn God from a teacher. God is inside of you. And so, I mean, obviously the leaders of the temples did not like that, and it didn't go well for them. But it made me laugh a little bit. But that's what I wanted to talk about today. That this truth, this Asha, this 0 point we've been talking about, God, that force, that life, that love, that truth, the real above all real. My friends, it can't be taught. And so it got me thinking, like, why have I been teaching on this channel for 10 years? Because you can point people into the God inside of themselves, my friends. And when they align and attune, the truth actually rushes to them. Asha rushes to them. It was there all along. Basically, what you're doing is you're taking down all the barriers that you had built up against God and the truth and the real world, the good world, that you've built up against protection and provision and peace and joy. And sadly, most people do that with the teachings that they received, their ideas of God. My friends, the horrible stories, right? So, and this is what they're trying to say. You will miss God if you even use the word Jehovah, Allah, Shiva, or even God, my friends, because instantly you put that into a frame. You're boxing it in. You're taking away from what God really is, and you're putting it through your filters and minds and ideas and memories and teachings and Bibles and Qurans, and you're missing God. Right? You're missing the forest because of the trees. Or another analogy I like is people mistake the finger that's pointing at the moon for the moon. Right? And the finger is religion. And my friends, the only way you can grasp truth is through a spiritual faculties, through the heart of hearts. This name of God cannot even be spoken outside of the temple. And I mean the temple that is you. My friends, the Holy of Holies, your heart of hearts. My friends, it can only be spoken there. As soon as you try to explain it, it loses what it is. So each person individually, man, woman, child, must speak God from inside of themselves. And you'll have this realization, the Sufis realize this, that to know the true you, the real you, is to know the creator of all, is to know the truth, is to know the real. But my friends, again, you're not going to find it in books, churches, temples, synagogues, and well, just don't waste your time with that. Just listen to what I'm telling you here. And I'll give you a great example of this because people love examples. Well, that sounds great, Megas. Prove it. Heart to heart, spirit to spirit. One time, there's this woman, and she was suffering with horrible arthritis, where it got so bad she couldn't turn her neck anymore. It was so stiff. She couldn't get out of bed in the morning. When she tried to walk on her feet, they would like freeze up and they wouldn't bend, and it hurt so bad she would start crying. And something rose up in me, and one morning my heart was so broken for her. I reached out soul to soul, heart to heart, spirit to spirit. Didn't call her on the phone, didn't try to teach her anything, but just I sent my soul. I remember calling her name. I was almost looking for her in spirit, right? And I was calling her name, and that soul, that light answered, and I went to her, and I started picturing myself inside of her body, and I saw myself moving freely, moving my neck, walking with no pain, my friends. And then later that day, I got a call from her, and she goes, "I heard you." She heard me in that morning, in that place between awake and asleep, soul to soul, calling her. And she felt me not just praying, like begging a deity in the sky, but praying with my belief in what is. And she said she got up, no pain that morning, walked, no pain, feeling good, no sign of arthritis. My friends, I couldn't have put together a lesson. I couldn't have read her from the beginning of the Bible to the end of the Bible and got her to that place. My friends, a teacher cannot give it to a student. It's not anything intellectually, nothing your brain can wrap around. You'll always be reaching, but spirit understands truth, because in truth, you are spirit. You are God. You are truth. You are the real above all real. You are perfect health. You are protection and provision and joy and power and freedom. My friends, that's who and what you are. My friends, but you must go inside and attune. Again, Zarathustra talked about that. I who am attuning myself. And as soon as you allow yourself to be God, to be love, to be the peace, to be the joy, my friends, Asha rushes to you. You rush to Asha, meaning you collide it, and you have that realization. You are spirit. You are that force of God, of love, of peace, of joy. You've never, ever, ever been separated. You just put up these lies. And when the truth comes, the lie is exposed for what it is, absolutely nothing. The lie loses all of its power. Its fear is gone, right? It's just like when the sun comes and the clouds just dissipate, the fog goes away. It's clarity, it's bliss, it's Asha, it's a perfect creator's perfect idea. Let me check my notes here. I had some other things I wanted to talk about, but I don't want to mess up what we just put there. I will touch on this. You know, the Christ talked about when you seek for truth and you find it, you will get uncomfortable. You will get knocked off your feet. And then you will rule over the all. The Christ always taught in parables, right? Riddles. And the reason is I think it's a lot like a hypnotist, right? They'll have you do these mundane things and riddles until your brain's exhausted and you just give up. And then that's when they can tap into that subconscious mind. That's exactly what a lot of these masters and teachers do. Right? Where they got the religious people crying out, blasphemers, and just until you get so sick of the riddle, you give up, and all of a sudden the truth just comes so easy because your brain got tired, and now you're thinking just with your heart. You just kind of surrendered. Okay, God, I don't get it. I'm so confused. I'm so tired. And there it is. It was there all along. I think what I want to do, so much more I was going to say. I had some funny stuff, but I think what I want to do, something helpful, not entertain, but something that's going to help you realize peace, truth, the real above all real, who God really is and who you really are and what this world can be. You know, yesterday I went up to my little tippy top on the mountain and I had created a stone circle. And it's become a portal because I made it a portal. I put my intention into it. Every stone I placed, I was setting my intention that when I step into this circle, it'll be holy. It'll be the light the darkness can't enter. It'll be that presence of God that the evil spirits cannot enter. It'll be that place of divine health that sickness and disease dies when it touches it. It'll be peace and love. And when I step into it, I'm going to worship Asha, the capital T truth, the real above all real, the all good God. That name that cannot be spoken outside of the temple. I'm going to attune to it, my friends. And just yesterday, I was up there, and as soon as I stepped into it, the world went soft. It's the best way I can describe it. Sweet, kind, love, beauty. And I felt it through all that I was. I didn't have to beg a deity in the sky for it. I didn't have to make deals. I just aligned and attuned and set my intention and went inside to that name, that true God. And I'd love to describe it to you, but I can't in words. It wouldn't mean anything to your brain and ears and senses. But right now, your heart, as I send this word, this frequency, this truth to you, you know it. Isn't that beautiful, Ashavan? Can you hear it in the silence? That's Asha. And I love, love, love you.